Our land acknowledgement tonight.
Thank you, Commissioner Mayor. It's always written, the land acknowledgement, but we don't always speak it, but it's the new year, and so it seems appropriate.
Yeah, I like it.
The land that Eureka rests on is known in the Wiyot language as Jaro Gigi. Past actions by local, state, and federal governments removed the Wiyot and other indigenous peoples from the land and threatened to destroy their cultural practices. The city of Eureka acknowledges the Wiyot community, their elders both past and present, as well as future generations. This acknowledgement demonstrates the city's commitment to dismantle the ongoing legacies of settler colonialism.
Thank you. We'll move on to roll call.
Yes, we will. Okay. Sorry, guys. New system. Okay. Commissioner Meyer.
Present.
Commissioner Benson.
Present.
Commissioner Freitas.
Present.
Commissioner Kraft.
Present.
Commissioner Lazar.
Present.
Thank you.
We'll do a salute to the flag. Maybe Commissioner Freitas will welcome herself back by leading. Thank you. We'll move on to election of officers.
Do we do this by motions? Is that how it works? Well, I'd like to make a motion for Meredith Mayer to continue as chair.
I'll second that.
Meredith, what are your thoughts about continuing to serve?
I think that's fine with me unless someone wants an opportunity to step in.
I'd be happy to keep both the chair and vice chair as they are currently, if personally.
Yeah, if you want to edit the motion, we can do both.
I will edit it to keep the officers the same.
I can second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 You edited. You reseconded. Okay.
I guess I was the first second.
Can we just go back to that? Or,
Yeah, I'm comfortable with the revised motions. Okay, thanks.
thank you.
Yes. Thanks for keeping us on task. We'll move to approval of minutes for the December meeting.
I'll propose a motion that we accept the meeting minutes of December 13th, 2023.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. We'll move to oral communications. This would be an opportunity for anyone to address the commission about a subject that is not currently on the agenda. Nobody. All right. Then we will move on to.
Sorry, can I have an oral communication? It's
Yes.
also time for commissioners to speak. I just want to say, as many times as we've given the land acknowledgement, I always feel as much, I love Eureka and I love what staff and city councils have done, and I always take pride in the fact that we're the first city in the United States to do land backs to indigenous peoples. It just really makes me proud of being a citizen of Eureka.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to let you read the land acknowledgement every meeting if you'd
I
like.
need to.
Okay. All right. We'll move on to G, public hearing new for target 1-year extension.
Good evening, Commissioners. Tonight we have an application from Rich Development for a 1-year extension of a minor subdivision, conditional use permit, and coastal development permit under project number ER 1-23-001 for Target Drive-Thru Restaurant Project. Here is the general project location. Zooming in closer, the target parcel is outlined in yellow, and the area for the proposed restaurant and subdivision is outlined in red. The project approved in 2021 involves subdividing the 11.5 acre target parcel into two parcels. Parcel 1 is 10.8 acres and will retain the existing Target retail store, and Parcel 2 is 0.78 acres and will be developed with a Jack in the Box drive-through restaurant. The applicant is requesting a 1-year extension of a tentative parcel map for the Target minor subdivision, which expired December 22nd, 2023, 2 years from the date the notice of action was approved. A coastal development permit, conditional use permit, and design review for the Target minor subdivision was conditionally approved by the Planning Commission on December 13th, 2021. The applicant for the drive-through restaurant has submitted building plans for the restaurant. However, the plans cannot be approved until the tentative parcel map is recorded. Therefore, the applicant is also requesting a 1-year extension for the CUP and CDP, which expired on December 23rd, 2023, 2 years from the end of the 10-day appeal period on the Planning Commission's action. The design review approval does not expire. The 1-year extension of the CDP and CUP would be until December 23rd, 2024. However, for the sake of simplicity, the new expiration date for all 3 permits will be December 22nd, 2024. An approved tentative parcel map automatically expires 24 months from the date of its approval if the subdivision has not yet been recorded unless an extension of time is approved by the city. An application for the extension must be submitted to the city not less than 30 days before the map is set to expire and must state the reasons for requesting the extension. The applicant for the Target minor subdivision submitted a complete application for the extension request on November 8th, 2023. The applicant requested a 1-year extension, explaining that the Target Corporation has been working on corporate detail and accounting issues and has not been in a position to complete the subdivision to date. No more than 2 extensions shall be approved for a tentative parcel map, and the period of extension shall not exceed 12 months. A use permit lapses and becomes void 2 years following the date the use permit became effective unless a building permit has been issued and construction has commenced, a certificate of occupancy has been issued, or the use is established if no building permit or certificate of occupancy is required. A use permit can be renewed for an additional period of 1 year, provided that prior to the expiration of the use permit, an application for renewal is filed with the Director of Planning. A CDP lapses and becomes void if implementation of the permit has not commenced within 2 years from the date of final local approval. Local procedure provides for a 1-year extension upon a written request received prior to the expiration of the approval. The request may be granted upon making the findings that no substantial change of circumstances had occurred, and the extension would not be detrimental to the purpose of Chapter 5. No changed circumstances have been identified, and the findings of consistency with the purpose of the coastal zoning regulations remain accurate. Based on the analysis in the staff report, the findings can be made to extend the life of the tentative parcel map, conditional use permit, and coastal development permit to December 22nd, 2024, subject to the conditions of the original approval. Therefore, the recommendation is to hold a public hearing and adopt a resolution approving a 1-year extension. Myself, as well as the applicant and the applicant's agent, are available for questions. At this time, we'll stop screen sharing.
Thank you. Commissioners have questions for staff?
Is this the first or the second extension?
First.
First, thank you. I have no other questions.
Question. Were there agency consultation for the extension? And if so, were there any comments received?
We sent a standard referral out to local agencies.
And if I recall, I feel like I was on the commission. Wasn't there comments received from the Coastal Commission when we brought this forward the first time, and they were asking for some restrictions on? I feel like there was, but we didn't hear any recent comments on the referral.
No.
Okay. And is this only within our jurisdiction for coastal permitting, or does it also require a coastal permit from the state?
It's just our jurisdiction.
But the target itself, the original permit for it was appealed to the Coastal Commission. So they anything that affects the target permit needs an amendment from the Coastal Commission.
But this doesn't affect that permit.
No, we originally thought that they would be processing this, but they told us it was ours. So I believe they had to process a CDP amendment to deal with the reconfiguration of parking.
That's what I remember too. Okay. And those are the only questions I had. Thanks.
You got something?
Well, honestly, I just have a curiosity question for the applicant or applicant's agent, which is if we could hear a little bit about what the plans are for the next 12 months.
Hello, my name is Mike O'Hearn. I'm the land surveyor. I'm actually working for Rich Development rather than Target. Target is the landowner, but I'm working specifically for Rich Development. But this project was approved 2 years ago. I really don't know why it has taken so long, but I know that now they're ready to move forward. In fact, they signed the Mylar map and sent it back to me, and I submitted it to the city this morning. So I would say the map would be recorded within 2 or 3 weeks. And I think that would then allow the building permit to be issued. And so I think it's full speed ahead from this point.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And I want to thank you for being here tonight for this one item. It's nice of you to take your time.
Any other questions?
No, this seems fairly custodial at
Yeah.
this point. I'm happy to entertain a motion.
I'll open it up for public comment.
Yeah.
Public hearing. If the applicant has more he'd like to say, we'd usually offer you that opportunity. Is there anyone else on Zoom? There are two people. So if either of no hands, I'll give them an opportunity to raise their hand if you would like to make a comment. Okay, we'll close the public hearing and bring it back to commissioners for motion. I think she's working on bringing it up.
I'll make the motion. I move the Planning Commission adopt a resolution approving a 1-year extension of the tentative parcel map, conditional use permit, and coastal development permit for the approved restaurant development and subdivision at 2525 4th Street until December 22nd, 2024.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion?
The only thing I have to say is I can't believe it's been 2 years since we heard this. It's passed so fast, and you were definitely on the commission at that time.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just crazy.
I agree. Okay, I'll just move for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Motion carries. Any noes, nays? That's a no. Thank you for that. All right, we will move through old and new business, which there looks to be none. Staff reports and communications.
Oh, I just wanted to mention that the former Jacobs Middle School campus. It recently was the school board voted to sell it to a private developer. So Katie Moulton and the city are having a town hall to discuss the situation and whether we should embark on a rezoning process now that our local zoning will apply on the site with a private developer. So that town hall meeting is January 23rd, Tuesday night at 6 p.m. and it's here in council chambers and on Zoom.
And where can we find the Zoom link if we wanted to join that way?
It's in our news feed on our website, and we also have a Talk Eureka page that we made that has the info on it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So I'm of the opinion it would be good if at least one of us were to attend that. If there was somebody who was chomping at the bit to be that person, I'd be happy to be optional. But if there isn't anybody, I feel strongly enough about it that I would go myself, because I just think being there in the kind of richness of the discussion could matter if this thing comes to before us down the road. And I'm assuming, Director Kenyon, that for a town hall style meeting like this, that there's not a Brown Act implication if more than two of us were to attend. We wouldn't, talk about it, but
Yeah, I don't think that it's a Brown Act issue.
As long as you're not together discussing it or something.
so I'm not saying we need to have a bunch of us, but I do. It's my opinion that there should be at least one, and if that's me, I'll do it.
Are you interested in doing that? I know it's kind of your neck of the woods.
Yeah, it is my neighborhood. I'm tentatively interested. I have an appeal hearing at the Board of Supervisors that day, so I might be pretty cashed that I'll be grinding to prepare for. But otherwise, I'd be happy to go. But I think it'd be great if we had someone who's committed, so that in the event I'm tapped out, we have someone there.
And we'll make sure to record it too, so that we have that, so you can watch it later if you can't watch it during.
Okay, that's helpful. So, and I don't think we need to appoint a committee here. I just think we need a pair or two pair of ears.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think that's a really good idea to be prepared for that, because it's a pretty big site and it's a good opportunity.
If the choice is to move forward with this rezoning process, then we can agendize it to discuss it as a group as we go, and what the plan is for that process, and we can get your feedback on it.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Kristen, can you clarify for initiating a rezone? What are the different ways under the code to do that? Can it be initiated by, like, for instance, the
property owner could
council?
Initiate it, or the city can initiate it. I think even it says the planning commission can initiate.
I'm wondering about that.
Do you think the city is going to initiate it before the property has changed its hands?
I know it's in escrow. I don't know how long that is, because I don't even know who purchased the property. But I do know that there's two APNs, but the lot line doesn't fit neatly with what was sold. So I know they're going to have to get a lot line adjustment, or I assume they will, before they can sell. So I'm guessing it's going to be kind of a long escrow period, but that's just me guessing. But it would be great if the property owner identified themselves, and then we can bring them into the process too. We're definitely trying to get in for, feedback from the neighborhood, and try to get people from the neighborhood to come, since they're the most immediately affected. but I guess the most immediately affected person is the property owner. So it'd be great to know who that is.
Well, and so I'm just wondering if, say, this escrow fell through and it went back to CHP, but it had gotten rezoned, then it would have to come back to get rezoned again to allow.
Oh yeah, that's a good thought. Yeah, if it fell through and then they wanted to use it for public facilities purposes, we wouldn't want the rezone to have happened already. Yeah, I mean, a rezoning process is going to take us 6 months at the least.
Yeah. And it is nice to get, I mean, you need that time to get some feedback from the community in general.
Right. The whole point of doing it that way, the traditional way, would be to use it as an opportunity to get a lot of public feedback to determine what the zoning is. So I'm guessing it would be 6+ months to rezone it.
I'll definitely try to attend the meeting. Tuesdays are really hard for me, but it's on my calendar. All right. Anything further? All right. We'll move to other reports and communications, and Commissioner Benson.
Yeah, so many things are always going on in Eureka. The Christmas lights, the light show at the zoo is spectacular.
Speak up, because if you can't hear yourself through the speakers, then it's not recording.
I was going to say, so many good things are always going on in Eureka, and the light show at the zoo was spectacular. I saw on the Harbor Commission's agenda for tomorrow night that the Eureka Coastal Resilience Project is on there, permitting for it, which is really stormwater discharge upgrades and improvements along the Eureka waterfront. I'm just curious, is that something that's going to come to us, or is that operations and maintenance and principally permitted?
It came to Planning Commission.
It did.
The ISMND, the CEQA document, and there was a coastal development permit. We had
For the sewer locks and those
tide
changes?
gates and the like.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jesse Wheeler, I think, presented to us on
Yeah, I'm curious
Okay.
how the Harbor District has an access for it. It must be for like the tide gate at the Palco Marsh.
Possibly. I mean,
Yeah.
anything up to mean high or higher water is in the Harbor Commission's jurisdiction for permitting any activity that happens there. Okay, and then the other thing is Crowley Wind Services is going into business in Eureka, and there's a celebration of them starting to open business here in Eureka at Dick Taylor Chocolates this evening. So I think that's pretty exciting to have such a large, I mean, not only the wind project going on, but that Eureka is hosting one of the big movers and shakers for that internationally. So kind of exciting to see progress. That's all I have.
Thank you. All right. We'll move to adjournment.